Hey Timmy, it's Mr. Giamini. Wanted to come to you with a couple quick con skills. Mom sent me give me a call today. Said you're frustrated with a little of them, and don't worry, bud. I get frustrated with this stuff too. It's not easy stuff. So these were the three skills we had yesterday. I'm pretty confident you did adding decimals right, but I'm gonna guess that adding, subtracting fractions might have hurt you. So let's take a look at some of those. All right, now I'm not gonna penalize you for not having the con skill done, so don't worry about anything. So let's take a look. An archaeologist found 4 pieces of an ancient circular plate. So I'm automatically thinking there's a plate that's in 4 pieces. Okay, the first piece was 1/5 of the plate. The second piece is 1/7. The third piece is 1/5. The fourth piece is a sixth. Does the archaeologist have all the pieces to reconstruct the plate? Now the first thing I do, Timmy, is I'm thinking about estimation. And remember we did that? We did 0, a half, and a whole. Now I look at all these fractions, Timmy, and I have a fifth and I have a fifth. Well, that gives me 2/5. So that's less than half, okay? So those two alone to me are less than half of the entire plate. Now I have a seventh, which is a real small piece, and a sixth, which is not much bigger. So there's no way that a sixth and a seventh equal another half. So what I'm thinking about is I probably have about half of this plate because these pieces are all so small, and these two together, this 1/5 and this 1/5 is going to be not even half itself. So no, she doesn't. Oh, you got a smiley face. All right, good. That'd be bad if I made you a video and I got it wrong. Okay, let's look at the next one. Jennifer likes to make bracelets. She bought a box of beads at this craft store. The box contained 2/7 round beads and 10/21 square beads. What fraction of beads in the bag were round or square? Okay, now 2/7 of them were round, and then 10/21 were square. Now it says what fraction were round or square. So that means I can combine these two. So I'm going to add these two together. Okay, now notice thing to me, the denominators are not the same. But what I do notice is this is 21, and 7 does go into 21, so I'm going to keep 21 as my common denominator. And because I keep it as my common denominator, this 10 just transfers down with it. Operation stays the same. Now we're changing that 7 to 21. Okay, what did you multiply 7 by, Timmy, to get 21? 3. So you multiply this by 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, denominators are the same. We don't add them when they're the same. We just keep it the same, 21. And now we go 6 plus 10 is 16. I cannot simplify that, so it's 16/21. Let's see. All right, good. All right. In Mr. Brown's class, 2/5 of the students are wearing red shirts, and 1/4 of the students are wearing blue shirts. What fraction of the students does make all together? Now I see the word all together, and I think addition. And we're going to add 2/5 plus 1/4. The steps to solve this problem are shown below. Identify the missing step. Okay, so what they're doing here is they're saying, hey, they did add it, but what happened? How did we get from here to here and then to here? Now, I went from here from having denominators that are different to having denominators that are the same. Now, I noticed that the denominators are both 20, which I do agree with. So I got to ask myself, what did they do to 2 to make it 20? Well, they times this by 4, meaning they times this by 4. So I know they didn't times it by 5. They times it by 4 and 4. So that would work. Now, what did they do to 4 to make it 20? They times it by 5. So I multiply numerator and denominator by 5. So I'm multiplying the first fraction by 4/4 and the second fraction by 5/5. Let's go through my examples here. 5 over 4. Now, those aren't even the same number, so we know that can't work. These are 4s, these are 2s, but 1 times 2 gives me 2. We need an answer of 5 for the numerator. And then this 4 times 2 gives me 8, but the common denominator is 20. This has to be the right one here, Timmy, because 2 times 4 is 8, check. 5 times 4 is 20, check. That's the first fraction. 1 times 5 is 5, check. 4 times 5 is 20, check. So there we go. So the next one. You are playing a board game, and it is your turn to roll the dice. You need to roll a 5 or a 7 to win. The probability of rolling a 5 is 1/9. The probability of rolling a 7 is 1/6. The probability of rolling a 5 or 7 is the sum of the probabilities of rolling each one separately. So what is the probability of rolling a 5 or 7 winning the game? So we're going to add these two, Timmy. The common denominator for there would be 18 plus 18. Common denominator is 18. What do I do to 9 to make it 18? Times it by 2. So multiply the numerator by 2. That gives me 2. Times by 3, times by 3. That gives me 3. I should have 5/18. All right. I hope that helps out a little bit, bud. I'm only at level 1. I'm not even doing it again. Let's see if I practice again and get some more. Okay, in a election, the results are shown in the table. What is the difference? Difference means to subtract, bud. What is the difference between the fractions of votes received by Dragovich and Johnson? Well, I got to look. Dragovich and Johnson, well, a half or a ninth. Which one's larger? The half is larger, so we'll put that first. So 1/2 minus 1/9. Common denominator, well, these are not common. I have to make them common, and I think that'd be 18. So my common denominator is 18 minus 18. See, times by 9, times by 9, that gives me 9. Times by 2, that gives me 2. 9 minus 2 is 7/18, bud. Hope that helps out a little bit. We'll do this last one. 2 gold prospectors, Goldie and Rich, were digging for gold. They found a huge gold nugget. So here's the nugget they found. All right, there's the piece of gold they found. Now they wanted to split it so they both get the same amount of money. Now Goldie said, hey, I want to get 2/3 of it. So if I think of it, 2/3, oops, not 2/6, 2/3 is, if I change that to a percent, that's 66%. And we know that a half, well, that's 50%. Well, 50% plus 60%, that's 116%. You can't split 100% into 116%. So no, the fraction they want add to more than money. The more, all right? Hope this helps out, bud. Tomorrow's test, your quiz, you'll be fine. We'll take our time. We'll work through it together. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to help. All right? Take care, Timmy. Have a great night. Bye-bye.